Greetings, everyone. It's Glenn Calloway coming to you from the basement. Hope everyone is doing well. I've been thinking about doing this for a long time now, and that is ranking my favorite albums as of whatever day it is today, March 9th or something, 2023. Might change, like everybody says, might change tomorrow. I think as we get closer to the top of the rankings, if you know me and know my channel, there's not going to be many surprises, but there might be a few along the way from number 33 on. Why did I pick 33? Because records are 33 and a third. I didn't even pick a third. Maybe I don't know how to pick a third of a record. But anyway, my top 33 favorite albums. Let's get started because this might take a bit. First off, XTC's The Black Sea. Larry Graves turned me onto this album a year or so ago and turned me into an XTC obsessive fan. So this album is really important in my current musical journey, and it has to get ranked because it's really changed. It's enriched my musical journey, let me put it that way. So number 33, The Black Sea. Number 32 is an album that just came into my collection. I am, talk about obsessed with XTC. This band, The Comet Is Coming, I cannot stop listening to. I am just going crazy. I've picked up a whole bunch of their stuff, but this is the first one I picked up, so its first impressions changed the spirits. I absolutely love this frigging album. These guys are amazing. Three-piece band made up of a drummer, a saxophone player, and a synthesizer player, keyboard, whatever you want to call it. They are amazing musicians. The music is fantastic. It is a mix of jazz, psych, dance, electronica. It's just the perfect blend of music, and 99% of it is instrumental and just absolutely incredible, blowing me away. And their album covers are absolutely incredible. So this is making my ranking right now because I could have put, I think I've got about 4 or 5 of their records now, and they all could have gone in the top 33 the way I'm feeling. So I got to give them some love and put this at number 32. Number 31 is a band from Toronto, my favorite Canadian band. This is an amazing album. Lowest of the Low, Shakespeare My Butt. Great album, came out in the early 90s. Indie band back in the day. Fantastic record, great lyrics, great singing, great guitar playing. Just a fantastic, fantastic record. If you've never heard this record, go on Spotify or somewhere and check it out. The Lowest of the Low, Shakespeare My Butt. I guarantee you'll love it. Next. So this is when some of these records would have been a lot higher in my ranking if I did this 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, or up till the time I was like 17 or 18 years old. These records would have been in my top 10. Rolling Stones, Exile on Main Street, my favorite Stones album. So you probably know there's no more Stones albums coming on this list of top 33. But Exile, love it. Love the grit. Love the rawness of it. Love the rock. It's just a great record. Okay, another great double album at number 29. Zeppelin. My favorite Zeppelin album is Physical Graffiti. The one I have the most... the Led Zeppelin 1 is really kind of the one that's real near and dear to my heart, but I just, with Kashmir, and I just really dig this album. Physical Graffiti, great double album. Number 28, Jefferson Airplane, Volunteers. What a fantastic record. Love this album. I've always loved it. It's got their version of Wooden Ships on it. The song Volunteers, We Can Be Together. It's an amazing record. Volunteers, Jefferson Airplane. Okay, next, my friend Larry Graves did a top 10 vinyl a couple days ago, and he was joking around, and he put this album in it, and he didn't understand how much I love this frickin' album. The Eagles, Desperado. This is a fantastic record. It has a special meaning to me because it was very inspirational on getting me to learn how to play a 5-string banjo, because Bernie Leadon is the star of this album, and it's a lot of banjo in it, a lot of great harmonies, a lot of great songs, not just the song Desperado. This album just rocks all the way through. It's a concept album about outlaws and stuff. Fantastic record. The only Eagles album I still listen to. Oh, number 26, my girl Janice. She was never as good as she was with Big Brother and the Holding Company, and Cheap Thrills is one amazing frickin' record, one of my favorite records of the 60s. Ball and Chains on here, Summertime's on here, Piece of My Heart, of course. I mean, just an amazing, amazing record. There's the girl right there. Oh, number 25. Let's go with Procol Harum. Another incredible record. Salty Dog. Just that song, Salty Dog, is so good. And The Devil Came from Kansas, which is a great song. Yeah, this is just an awesome album. I love it. Okay. What's next? Number 24. Let's get into some blues. It's probably my favorite blues album of all time. Johnny Winter, Progressive Blues Experiment. This is just amazing. His guitar playing on this album is phenomenal. Man, he does Black Cat Bone on here. Of course, it's classic. It's My Own Fault, the studio version of that. Meantown Blues. Got Love If You Want It. Tribute to Muddy. Help Me, which is Sonny Boy Williamson's song. Fantastic record. Johnny Winter, Progressive Blues Experiment. And then from there, we go to another band that I became totally obsessed with in the last couple of years, Caravan, In the Land of Gray and Pink. One of the great album covers of all time, and this is just a fantastic album. I consider this accessible prog music. The vocals are not in your face, kind of, I don't know how to describe it, but I just think this is an easier album to get into prog with. But anyway, it's just a brilliant, brilliant record. In the Land of Gray and Pink, Caravan. Next, my favorite guitar player on earth. This album could rank higher for me personally. Paradise and Lunch, Ry Cooder, my favorite Ry Cooder album. Ry's the best. There's no doubt about it. Next, Mr. D shows up. You have to put Highway 61 Revisited on this list. It comes in at number 21, Like a Rolling Stone, and probably my second favorite Dylan song, Desolation Row. Incredible record. Next, another album. I talked about the Eagles album being very inspirational to me. Another album that was just as inspirational is John Hartford's Steam-Powered Aerial Plane, coming in at number 20. Funny, my nephew Jack, who I'm very close with, 19 years old, he sent me an email the other day with a picture. He went and he found this album used, and he showed me a picture that he got of it, and we talked on the phone last night, and he says that he loves this album. He thought it's fantastic. That's so cool to hear. John Hartford, Aerial Plane. And I understand from my friend Sam St. John that it's being reissued. It's hard to find on vinyl. It's an amazing album. Okay, then we go. Mr. Bowie makes an appearance. I love this record from the Berlin Trilogy, Heroes. Man, this is great. You know what really makes this album good, besides the song Heroes, which is one of his best songs? It's the instrumentals on side 2. Moss Garden and New Colm, and oh man, just a brilliant, brilliant record. David Bowie, Heroes. Okay, Mr. Z takes a shot at this now. 2 Zappa records in a row. Waka Jawaka, Grand Wazoo. These are the reissues that sound absolutely fantastic. Love these albums. Pure jazz fusion, rock, jazz rock, whatever you want to call it. Incredible, incredible records from Frank Zappa. Number 16, John Lennon, Plastic Ono Band, just dripping in emotion. This album, dripping, incredible, anger, sadness, frustration, love. It's all there, man. Just John pouring his guts out, and it just works perfectly. Besides All Things Must Pass, probably I didn't even put All Things Must Pass on this list, so I'm going to say this is the best solo Beatles album. I think I just made that decision. Number 15. I'm ranking this one kind of high because I'm kind of into it right now. I really was torn between Chicago Transit Authority and Chicago 2. And as much as I love them both, they're both incredible records. I think Chicago 2 I like better as I get older. I just find it, I don't know, just more interesting or something all the way through. Like there's a couple of parts of CTA, kind of that freeform guitar from Terry Kath. I'm sorry, it's probably brilliant in its own way, but I can't listen to it too much. It's too much noise. And then it goes into all that liberation and the whole world's watching and all that. You can only listen to that so much. So that weakens the album a little bit. Up until that point, it's one of the greatest albums of all time. But this one from start to finish is excellent. And yeah, Chicago 2. Next, Jefferson Airplane makes it again. I'm surprised this one didn't crack the top 10 because it's a real special album. Surrealistic Pillow. I bought this when it first came out, and it turned me on to that whole San Francisco scene, which I'm a big fan of. Jefferson Airplane, amazing album. Next, let's go with a jazz album. This is the greatest sounding record ever friggin' made, and I challenge anybody to disagree with me who's heard it. Patricia Barber, Cafe Blue. Patricia Barber is a jazz musician from Chicago. She plays at a place called the Green Lane, I think it's called, on Monday nights in Chicago. But she put out this album, and Patricia Barber is known for someone who goes into the studio, and with the people she works with, they concentrate so hard on sound quality, and the songs are all brilliant. It's really different. It's an album that I just have grown over the years to just love so much. I have a MoFi vinyl coming my way in the next couple of weeks. I used to own it years ago and haven't bought it. I sold my record collection and lost it. Stupid me. But I'm going to have another vinyl edition of this soon. And Cafe Blue, yeah. Way to go, Patricia. Great album. All her albums are amazing. Number 12, doesn't crack the top 10. At one time in my life, it was probably my second or third favorite album of all time. Van Morrison, Astro Weeks. I know this is, I believe, Randall Nelson's favorite album. And yeah, Madame George. I mean, this whole album is just magical. It's just a great, great, great record. Okay, number 11, Mr. Zappa makes another appearance with his greatest album, Hot Rats. Talk about a jazz fusion album. This is an instrumental album except for one song. This was a reissue on pink vinyl. Fantastic, fantastic record. The only song that has any vocals in it is the second song, Willie the Pimp, with Captain Beefheart, and one of the greatest guitar solos ever on that song from Frank. Hot Rats. Okay, now we are in the top 10. Yes, we're in the top 10. Yes. Close to the Edge. Brilliant record. My friend Rob at Northern Revolutions is trying to get into this record. He picked it up a few weeks ago. I haven't had an update on him yet, whether he's getting more into it or not. But man, that song Close to the Edge is just a masterpiece. This whole album is a masterpiece. Incredible. My favorite Yes album. Number 9, the incredible Arthur Brown, Galactic Zoo Dossier. I love this record. It is not, I mean, if you get into it, you realize how brilliant it is. First listen, you're probably going, oh, it's a bit hard on the ears, but I'm telling you, this album is incredible. Check out a song called Sunrise on YouTube. Pull it up and listen to his vocal and listen to the guitar solo. I mean, just fantastic. Galactic Zoo Dossier. Arthur Brown. Number 8, we are going with the amazing Steven Wilson, and probably the only album that's released in the 2000s that made my list. Hand Cannot Erase. This is the Blu-ray audio version of it. What a brilliant album, a concept album. Just from the first time I heard it, I knew this was a special record, and it has never grown old. Just a great record, a masterpiece from Steven Wilson. Number 7, I was just listening to this when I was finishing up my list and preparing for the video. Spirit, 12 Dreams of Dr. Sargonicus, a great album, psychedelic, rock, soul, all mixed in together. Songs are beautiful, they all kind of blend in together. It feels like a concept album, but it really isn't. Amazing album, Nature's Way. It's a great record. I strongly suggest anybody needs that in their collection. Everybody. Next, XTC again. So I thought Black Sea was the album that blew my mind until I heard this one, English Settlement. Oh my God, I play this album constantly. It is just absolutely incredible. Wow, I don't know what else to say. It has Senses Working Overtime on it, which is probably my favorite XTC song. This album, the drums, the percussion is incredible, and the bass playing, and the great lyrics. Andy Partridge is amazing, and English Settlement comes in at number 6. Number 5, Mr. Bowie makes his final appearance and cracks the top 10 with another album that Larry Graves lent me and opened my eyes and ears. A lot bigger to Mr. Bowie was Low, my favorite David Bowie album. Prior to this, I had about 5 Bowie albums and was a fan, but not an obsessive fan. As soon as I heard this, man, I went out and bought everything that David Bowie ever made, and I listened to him constantly. The man was an absolute genius and continued to put out great music until the day he died. David Bowie, Low, fantastic record at number 5. Here's the top 4 that probably are no surprise whatsoever. If you know me at all, you are going to know that Jethro Tull Aqualung comes in at number 4. Loved this album from the first time I heard it. I bought this album when it came out because of the cover, and then took it home and just took to it right away. Incredible record. Number 3, of course, King Crimson, In the Court of the Crimson King. Probably the greatest album cover of all time, and I would love to have that mural painted on my wall. That'd be incredible. Or on the ceiling, that'd even be better. I'll see if Michelangelo's around. Anyway, the best prog album ever, one of the first prog albums ever, and a masterpiece. Number 2 and number 1, they never change. They never change, ever. Bob Dylan's Blonde on Blonde, his best album, my second favorite album of all time, double album. I think it's the first rock double album ever released. I think it beat Freak out by like 2 weeks or something. And another one that my friend Rob at Northern Revolutions is trying to get into, and I need some updates on how he's coming along with that one. And number 1, of course, the greatest album ever made. Not a bad note on it. There is no filler on this album, Sam St. John. And Within You Without You is George Harrison's best song, and it is just, for a million reasons why this is number 1 and should be everyone's number 1, the greatest album of all time, the Beatles' Sgt. Pepper. Oh, that's it, man. I did it in under 20 minutes. So please subscribe to my channel and give me some thumbs up, and we'll see you on the chats coming up. I was on Rachel's live chat this morning, which was a lot of fun. Doing something cool with Larry Graves on Friday night. We're doing a Beatles thing, and so that'll be up on Larry's channel coming up in a couple of days. And yeah, everyone have a wonderful day. I appreciate you all. Thank you.